Good morning, grade 10s. If you guys want to come on to Blackboard, please give me those green check marks, and just so I know you guys can hear me okay, everything's good to go. Awesome. Hopefully you guys spoiled your mothers this weekend and had a fantastic weekend with your families. Costin, if you're there, Jenna, if you're there, give me those green check marks just so I know that we are ready to go. So we're going to pick up right where we left off last week, ladies and gentlemen, with talking about government, okay, and learning about the different aspects of government. And where we're going next, you guys, is now looking at who's responsible for what, because we talked about rights and responsibilities last time, right? And now we're going to break that down, and which level of government is responsible for what rights. And then we're going to focus in on the provincial government on the last part. All right. So here's our agenda. Don't think I really have any announcements for you guys this morning. Just make sure you're checking the calendar on a daily basis right on our home landing page so that you guys know what's happening for the week. You know your class schedules. I can reiterate again, please check your grades. Make sure that you are up to date on everything. I am slowly catching up on the marking, you guys, and I'll try to get another one done today as well, another assignment marked as well today for you guys. All right, so just be aware of that. And I think that's it. I don't think there's anything anything too major that's going on this week for you guys, all right? So I've got an introduction for you guys. I've got a video, to get your heads wrapped around what we're going to talk about today. And then we're going to do a little bit of a group rotational informational session, and then talk about assessment and reflection. So here's our learning targets for this morning. Two major ones that I want to focus on for this lesson. The first one is that you can assess which level of government in Canada is responsible for different issues, okay? And then second, understand the impact of government on the lives of citizens, okay? So not just yourself, but others as well, okay? So those are your two major targets. All right, so this is what we're gonna talk about. There are three different levels of government in Canada. All right, we know that. Hopefully, crossing my fingers that this is a review for you. There is the federal level, right, of government, which is all of Canada. That's the federal level, okay? There is the provincial level of government, which is like all the provinces and territories. They each have their own leader of government. And then there's the local government. So whatever city or town that you live in, you have your own local government as well. So when we talk about the three levels of government, that's what we're talking about. Federal, provincial and territorial, and local or civic, okay? There's a couple different terms that you can go back and forth between those. So if I gave you the following scenarios, okay, which level of government would you connect the following scenarios to? So we're going to do this just one by one, and we're going to partner up to do it as well, okay, because then it's just much easier. So if everybody can raise their hands in Blackboard, okay, and I'm just going to clear the chat here, perfect, or clear the poll. So if you guys can raise your hands, that would be fantastic, please. Awesome. And this is now who you're going to partner up, and we're just going to take 1 minute per scenario, okay? And just chat with your partner around which level. Is it federal, provincial, or local? Who's in charge of that government? Okay, so Kyla and Josh B, you guys are going to partner up. Jesse and Costin, Madison and Connor, and then Eric and Jenna, please. Okay, so the very first scenario, we're going to take 1 minute. Okay, you guys, you and your friends would like a skate ramp added to the local park. Who would be in charge of that? Okay, would that be a federal, provincial, or local? 1 minute to decide with your partner what that is. Go ahead. All right, come on back. So you and your friends would like a skate ramp added to the local park. Which level of government would be responsible for that? Federal, all of Canada, provincial, all of BC, or local? Yes. Good, you guys. That one was easy because I kind of actually even gave you a hint there, right? To the local park, okay? Yes, so you would actually apply to the city for that application if that's what you would do, okay? So yes, parks are definitely part of your local government, okay? Let's look at the second scenario, and again, we're just gonna take a minute. You think there should be more financial aid available to help youth pursue post-secondary education or skills and training programs. Which level of government would be responsible for that? Would that be all of Canada, your federal? Would that be provincial, BC? Or would that be your city? Would that be local? Let's take 1 minute. Decide. Okay, I think we've got a bit of a difference here in opinions. Let's put it into the room chat, you guys. Which one do you think it is? Financial aid in response to post-secondary education and skills training programs. Okay, provincial, provincial. Oh, maybe we don't. Maybe we all think it's provincial. Okay, all right, there we go. So I know some of you were talking about it being federal. Okay, so all good, Jesse. Okay, so keep that in the back of your mind, you guys. I'm not going to tell you which one it is right now because I know that there are some of you who think it's federal and some of you who think it's provincial. So we're going to return to that one, but let's keep that in the back of our mind. What about the next one? The streetlight near your home is broken and needs to be replaced. Who's in charge of that? Take 1 minute, discuss with your partner. All right. So what do you guys think? A street light near your home's broken and needs repairing. Who's in charge of that? Type it into the room chat. Very good. Yes. Excellent. But Kyla, you did make a good point, and you'll see that that sometimes there's a little bit, this scenario was different because it was very specific. It said the streetlight near your home, right? So it's a residential area, right? But sometimes you will notice when we start digging deeper into which level of government is responsible for what, sometimes there is overlap. And I just want to mention that because Kyla pointed that out too in her discussion. Okay. So the next one, you're traveling to a foreign country and require documentation, AKA passports. Who is in charge of passports? 1 minute. Good. All right, into the room chat, you guys. Who's in charge of passports? If you are traveling to a foreign country and require documentation, who's in charge of that one? Good. Yeah. Good. Excellent. The federal government is in charge of that. All right. The next one, the hospital in your town. This one's a tricky one. Just warning you. The hospital in your town is in need of a new X-ray machine. Who is in charge of that? 1 minute, go. Okay, who's in charge of this? If your town is in need of a new X-ray machine, who's in charge? Okay, we've got a little bit of a disagreement again, so we're going to keep that one in the back of our minds too, okay? Costin is very adamant. All right, so let's take a look at the last scenario. All right, you guys. You would like your community to welcome more refugees. Who would you petition for that to happen? Would that be federal, provincial, or local? Okay, so let's take 1 more minute. All right, what do you guys, I'll wait until I'm back on the screen. All right, what do you guys think? Okay. Yeah. Interesting, Costin. We were literally just talking about that. Yeah. All right. Yeah, especially with this type of scenario, there actually probably would be some collaboration between the different levels, right? Absolutely. But when you're looking at the broad topic, so really when you're talking about refugees, you're talking about immigration. And immigration is actually at the federal level. Okay? So, but this one is a little bit of a gray area. Okay, good, you guys, excellent. So this is, I just thinking about those scenarios, I want you to think about these two questions. Okay, all right, and we'll do a quick little think, pair, share around these two questions. Just think about that, what you guys were doing with the scenarios. Why do you think it's important to know the roles and responsibilities associated with each level of government? Why is that important for you guys to know? And then why is it important to know who your elected representatives are as well as each of those levels? Okay? So why is it important to know the roles and responsibilities of the three levels? And why is it important to know who your elected representatives are at those three levels as well? Okay, so let's just take 5 minutes and I want you to, same partners, I just want you to have a conversation around those two questions and then be ready to share. Okay, so go ahead and get started on that, you guys. Perfect. Okay, let's come back and I'm just going to bring up the chat here, you guys. And let me know now, why is it important to know those roles and responsibilities for which level? Why is it important to know your elected representatives? Give me some of your reasonings that you chatted with your partner. Because you guys came up with some great answers. Yeah. Yep, absolutely, Kyla. Super important, right? Yeah. Good, Jesse. Absolutely. And if something goes wrong, right, then it's important to know who your representatives are as well. Who are you going to write your letter to? Who are you going to contact? You need to know what level is, right? Yes. Good. Excellent. And when it comes to the election time, right? You want to know who aligns with your values. Absolutely, Kyla. Good. Okay. All fantastic, valid reasons. Okay. Good, you guys. Now, here we go. So now what I want you guys to do is now I want you to go a little bit deeper, okay, into your knowledge. And we're gonna watch the following video. It's only about 3 minutes long, you guys. So it just gives you a great basic review of the 3 different levels of government and a quick little introduction to the rights and responsibilities of each level. All right, so take 3 minutes, watch the video, then come back and give me a green check mark in Blackboard once you are done watching the video. All right, so go ahead and get started on that, you guys. All right, I'll just wait a few more seconds until I get those green check marks once you're done watching that video, you guys. All right, just waiting for a few more people, you guys. Connor, if you're done watching the video, Eric, Kaylin, give me those green check marks, you guys, if you're done. And we will move on. Perfect. Excellent. So here's what I want you guys to do. I have a worksheet that I want you guys to download, okay? What it is, it's actually not even a worksheet. It's the breakdown of the different levels of government, the federal, provincial, and local, and their responsibilities, okay? So then you can now go back and look at the scenarios that we talked about, right? So remember, I'm just gonna go in and show you guys really quickly where those are. So I'm gonna head to the assignment. And if you scroll down, right? If you download this document right here, you guys, here's the roles and responsibilities of each of the level of government. Remember we were disagreeing on the post-secondary and the skills and training programs, right? That was one scenario. We didn't know whether it was, I can't remember what you guys were disagreeing about, whether it was provincial or whether it was local, I think, right? So if you look on here, where would you now think it was? Where would that scenario fall? Yeah, good, Jenna. Yeah, absolutely. Education and skills training is a provincial level, okay? There was one other scenario that we were debating as well. No, it wasn't the last one. We agreed that immigration was federal. Can you guys remember what it was? Was it the X-ray, the healthcare one? Whether that was local or I think you guys were thinking it might be federal or provincial, right? If the local hospital needed a new X-ray machine. Where would that one fall under, you guys? For sure. Yeah, that one would be provincial as well. Absolutely. Yeah, healthcare. Okay, healthcare is a provincial matter. All right, so good. Now, once you have this list, what we're going to focus on now, though, you guys, so this is each of those, these are called ministries, okay? So when we talk about, like at the federal level, we talk about the Minister of Fisheries or the Minister of Infrastructure, right? There's someone who's part of the Liberal cabinet that is in charge of their e-portfolio, or their portfolio, not e-portfolio, their portfolio. And they're in charge of these certain responsibilities, okay? And that's same as the provincial government. So here in BC, Christy Clark, our premier, right? Her cabinet is made up of her people that are in charge of these things, right? So we have the Minister of Education, we have the Minister of Health, right? We have the Minister of Transportation, all those different things. So we're gonna focus today on the provincial, okay? So we're gonna look at the provincial responsibilities because we just finished a provincial election and that's where we're heading with this, right? So just let me head back to my PowerPoint here, you guys, so I can remind myself what we're going to do. So I am going to assign you one of the provincial ministries. Each of you is going to research one of them, okay? Now, your task is to research that ministry. So probably the best place to start would be on the Government of BC website, okay? And then you can do some searching around on that website, all right? This is what you need to include, okay, in your research. What type of programs and services do they offer? How do they aim to help people? What is their mandate? What are some recent announcements or legislation around that specific ministry? And are the responsibilities of this ministry shared with another level of government? This relates back to Kyla, I know you mentioned about when we were talking about the scenario around the highway, right? But like residential roads are local. But now when you look at the highways, right, still part of transportation, now you're getting into the provincial government. They're in charge of those major highways, okay? So there is some collaboration that occurs between the levels of government. All right, so I'm just gonna skip to my next. Okay, yeah, so that's where we're going with this first, okay? Now, because the list is so long, obviously we are not going to get around to all of them, okay? So I only do want you to do one right now. You may have to go back and do some work on your own afterwards, but at this point I'm only going to get you guys to do one ministry, okay? So I'm going to bring up that PDF again. Here we go. So here we go. I am going to start assigning you guys, and I'm going to clear the poll. So as soon as I give you the responsibility of one aspect, you guys, can you please give me a green check mark so that you are clear on what you are researching, okay? So Josh B, okay, I want you to do Aboriginal relations and reconciliation. Do you got that, Josh B? Give me a green check mark if you're clear on what you are researching. Good. Okay. Jesse, I want you to do advanced education. Okay, give me a green check mark if you're clear on that, Jesse. Okay, good. Costin, you're going to do agriculture. Give me a green check mark, Costin, once you've got it. Good. Madison, you're going to do children and family development. Give me a green check mark once you've got that, Madison. Good. Connor, you're going to do, oh, isn't this perfect for you? Community, sport, and cultural development. Okay, that's what you're doing, Connor. Give me a green check mark. Good. Eric, I want you to do education. Okay, Eric, you're good. Excellent. Kaylin, I want you to do energy and mines. Kaylin, give me a green check mark once you've got that. You're good to go. Good, thank you. Jenna, you are going to do the environment. So again, give me those green check marks. Good. Kyla, I want you to do finance. Good. And then Leeds, you're going to do forest, lands, and natural resource operations. Awesome. Okay, that's where we're going to stop. I'm just going to assign you those first ministries, okay? So remember that what you want to focus on when you start your research is the following. What types of programs and services do they offer? How do they help to aim to help people? What are some of the recent announcements or legislation that has been brought forth by that specific ministry? And are the responsibilities of this ministry shared with another level of government? They might not be, okay? So you just got to be aware of that, all right? So now the question becomes, I believe I also included I'm just going to head back here, you guys, to the assignment. Oh, no, I didn't. No, so you're going to do, actually, you know what? I'm going to skip. Yes. I want you guys to download this worksheet to take notes as well, because eventually you're going to fill it all in. So you might as well start filling in your own box first, right? So if you download this, you guys, it's just a Word doc, and I've basically just listed all of the provincial territorial ministries. So you're going to type in here your information, okay, on your specific one, okay? Then what we're going to do is once we're done that, we're going to come back as a group and we're going to rotate through and partner up with each other so that our whole worksheet is filled up. You're going to exchange your information with everybody, all right? So, but for right now, you're focusing on your one ministry and doing some research, okay? So that is what you want to do now. I'm going to give you guys, say, 30 minutes. And like I said, the first spot to really get going with this research, you guys, is to probably head to the Government of BC website. Okay, just Google that and head there, and then you can probably navigate through the website to find your specific ministry. All right, so go ahead and we're going to put 30 minutes up on the timer. If you have questions, please feel free to type them into Blackboard, you guys, and I can totally help you out as well. All right, so go ahead and get started, you guys. All right, grade 10s, come on back into Blackboard, you guys. Give me those green check marks so I can see that you are back and you're on the live classroom. You can hear me. Good, perfect. And I'm hoping that I gave you guys enough time. So Costin, if you're back, give me those green check marks, please. I want to make sure that nobody's missing instructions here on what we're doing next. Because the next step is super, super important, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to move on, and now we're going to exchange our information so that now you have the whole picture around the responsibility of the provincial government, all right? So what we're going to do is we're going to stick with our original partners, okay, that you already have been together with throughout the lesson. So you're going to stay with your first partner, okay, before we move, okay? What we're going to do is you are now going to exchange the information that you found about your specific ministry, okay? And as you guys exchange the information, make sure you're filling out the worksheet, right? Remember that worksheet, and I think I closed it, so just let me bring it back up again, because we want to make sure that we want this whole thing filled out, right? So make sure as you're exchanging information that you're filling in the appropriate ministry responsibilities, okay? So let me head back to my PowerPoint here, you guys, so I can remind myself of actually what we are doing. All right. So then what we're going to do is I'm going to give, say, each of you guys, I don't know, we'll start with 5 minutes. We'll see how the rotation goes with every 5 minutes. Because what we're going to do is rotate so that we now have the whole picture. And by the time we're done, all the ministries will be filled out, okay, that we've done. So start with your first partner. Let's put 5 minutes on the timer, and then we'll gauge whether or not we actually need more time or not to exchange that information. All right, so go ahead and get started with that first partner, you guys. Go ahead. All right, come on back into Blackboard, you guys. Was that enough time? Give me a green check mark if 5 minutes was enough time. Yeah, because I noticed you guys were just doing the copy and paste, which is perfect. That's totally fine, you guys. This isn't a conversation. This is literally just sharing the information so that you guys can then review it. Okay? So that's super important to know for you guys as well. Okay? So now you started with your first partner. Now we need to rotate. Okay? So make sure when we rotate, you guys, that, we're not with somebody who has, like, you've already gotten that information. So this is what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, what is the easiest way to do this? How about now, let's unraise your hands. Perfect. And let's see if this works out. Okay, so Eric, can you unraise your hand there? And then let's just see how this works out. So now Connor and Eric, you guys haven't been partners, so you guys can partner up. Jesse and Kaylin, that works out because you guys haven't partnered yet. Josh B and Costin, that works out. Okay. And then Kyla and Leeds, that works out. And then, Madison, somebody's left because I know I had perfect amount here, you guys. All right. So Madison, we might just have to wait. Everybody might have to wait a 5-minute interval before everyone gets on. But if someone pops back in, Madison, just let me know, and that's who you're there. Somebody just popped in. Jenna. Okay, so Madison and Jenna, I need you guys to be partners, please. Okay. So let's put 5 minutes, and now we should get another rotation through. Okay, so take another 5 minutes and share with your partner. All right, perfect. Come on back into Blackboard, you guys. Give me those green check marks again, just so I know that you are clear and you should now have 3 of your ministries filled out, right? So hopefully that is good. So now let's just partner up again and we'll go to the next one, okay? So if I end up repartnering you with someone that you've already been with, please let me know, okay? Because I'm kind of just randomly doing this off the top of my head, you guys, to be honest. So let's go Connor and Madison, or did you guys already partner up? Yes, look at already, wrong. Okay, so let's do this. Let's go Connor and Jenna. Have you guys partnered up? No. Okay, so let's go Connor and Jenna. Let's go Eric and Jesse. Have you guys partnered up? Okay, so Eric and Jesse, you guys are going to partner up. Kaylin and Costin, have you guys partnered up? Okay, good. Kaylin and Costin are going to be together. Josh B and Kyla. Now, have Leeds and Madison gone together? Oh, Kyla, Kate, that's okay. Okay, so let's go Josh B and Leeds. And let's go Kyla and Madison. Does that work? Okay. Let's go another 5 minutes. And then I might have to get you guys to make your own partners after that, because I won't know who have gone together yet. All right, so go ahead and get started. You got 5 minutes. All right. Perfect. Okay, come on back, you guys, into the room. Give me a green check mark. Perfect. Okay, so now I need you guys to now partner up and find somebody who you have not partnered with so that you can get the rest of the information. Okay? So this is what I'm thinking, just to make this maybe even go a little bit quicker. Okay? Is that whoever you have not partnered with, maybe just send them a private message and say, hey, what ministry were you in charge of? Let's exchange information, and then you guys can just go on to the next person. So why don't I give you guys, say, 10 minutes, and after that 10 minutes, you should have the rest of the ministries filled out. Now remember, we didn't do all of the ministries, right, you guys? So you should only have up until, if I bring that up again, right? Oh, I already have the Word doc open. I think the last one I gave out, you guys, was the forest lands and natural resource. So you should only have up until then filled out, okay? So you're gonna have about the other half still blank. All right, so just be aware of that. You will not have all of them filled out. Okay, so let's take 10 minutes, you guys, and working with each other, get the rest of it all filled out. All right, go ahead and get started on that, you guys. All right, so yeah, if you guys need more time, let's take it, please. So how much more time do you guys need? Still another like 5 minutes, or are we close? Okay, so I think we're pretty close. Let's go 2 more minutes, you guys, because I think we really only need a couple more. Yeah, okay, perfect. So let's go 2 more minutes, okay, you guys? Okay, perfect. Jenna, I don't know if you saw my message. It might be easier, you guys, for you, Jenna, instead of individually giving it to everybody, just put it straight into the room chat. And then everyone can easily have access to it and they can get it onto their sheets right away here. All right, so that might be the easiest way to do that, Jenna. And just as you're doing that, I'll just bring up my PowerPoint here, you guys. Now, you'll also know, right, that not all of our ministries I assign to you guys, okay? So once we're done here and I give you a little bit of work time, you may have to go back and fill in the rest of them on your own using that same criteria, all right? Because I want the chart filled out completely, okay? I want you guys to have a good idea of what these ministries are responsible for. Yeah, there are. I know, Josh. Heaven forbid I make you do a little bit of research, okay? So make sure that the roles and responsibilities are clearly laid out for each ministry, and the chart has enough detail to really showcase the knowledge of the topic. All right, you guys, that's what I want very clear within the assignment. All right, so that's it. Sorry, I went too far in my PowerPoint here. That is all for the live classroom, okay, you guys? So you now have about half an hour to work on the rest of your chart. I'm gonna head back to my office and then we'll do a quick exit out the door as well before, so do not leave Blackboard, okay? I know, Costin, you have to do your own work for the rest of it. All right, so we will see you guys in about 10 minutes back in Blackboard. All right, so you got about 30 minutes to finish off the chart. All right.